Hey, welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas, and we bring you the latest in everything cool every single day. It is great to be back in the studio with a brand new EP live for you. Thank you all for joining us. Today's rundown is dedicated to Ken Pajala and Waffle Monster, two new members of the EPN community, or sponsors. They changed the wording on all of that. But we are very grateful to have you and very grateful for all of your support. Let's get started with your rundown. Nintendo is giving Pokemon fans their very own version of the Switch this holiday season. A new Switch bundle for the upcoming games Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee is on the way. It includes a new addition to the Switch that has images of Pikachu and Eevee on both the dock and the Switch itself, along with yellow and brown Joy-Con controllers. There will technically be two versions of the bundle, one for each version of the game, and they'll also come with the new Pokeball Plus controller. This is an interesting move on Nintendo's part, although there have already been several Switch bundles that include the system with the game. This is one of the first to actually change the appearance of the Switch itself, so expect more of these in the near future. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee arrives this November, and I predict that these are going to sell by the truckload. This is going to be very hard to keep in stock. There are tons and tons and tons of Pokemon fans out there just feverishly waiting for a console quality Pokemon game. Although this game, it does feel like it's right in the middle of the the Pokemon Go mobile app and the Pokemon sort of core mobile experiences with updated graphics. It looks great. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to play, and I did check out the Pokeball that they had at E3, and it was super cool. You could actually control and run around and pretend to throw the ball. Don't really throw the ball. Those things are really expensive, but it's pretty cool. I think people are going to be very happy with this, and I predict rather easily that this is going to be a big hit for Nintendo. I think we all predict that, don't we? Now over to the PlayStation universe with the Tokyo Game Show kicking off later this week. Sony has made several big announcements already. First up, Sony, Square Enix, and Disney are teaming up for a special Kingdom Hearts virtual reality experience for the PlayStation VR headset. It looks like it will include moments from all three Kingdom Hearts games, although few other details have been revealed. Expect to be playing at around the same time Kingdom Hearts 3 lands in January. Also from Square Enix, a remastered version of the GameCube classic Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles is coming to the PS4 and the Switch next year. Game maker Hideo Baba, best known for the Tales game series, is working on an untitled new project. It looks like it has similar art style to Tales, but that's about all we know for now. This will be Hideo Baba's first big project since leaving Tales publisher Namco Bandai and joining Square Enix last year. Next up, Yakuza developer Ryu Ga Gotoku Studios has an all-new IP called Judge Eyes. Visually, it looks similar to Yakuza, but is a legal drama where players take the role of a lawyer prosecuting a series of grisly murders. It arrives this December in Japan and is expected to land in Western territories next year. Sony's long-running Everybody's Golf series is taking a swing at VR. This will hopefully be at least at par with the previous games. Just make sure you clear plenty of space in your gaming area. It lands next year. Finally, the fighting game Dead or Alive 6 now has a release date. Koei Tecmo has announced that it will KO the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One on February 19th, 2019. I am really looking forward to a brand new Dead or Alive. I love the franchise. I know it's been a little bit controversial over the years, but the core fighting mechanics have always been sound, and the fact that you could plow through different environments and, pull off really cool combos, it's always felt wonderfully connected and fluid, and a nice counterpoint to the Street Fighter stuff and the Tekken stuff. I am definitely looking forward to this game. Also curious to see how Judge Eyes turns out, because I have grown to become an ardent fan of the Yakuza games. They are crazy, and they are beautiful, and they offer way more depth and variety than you would expect. Not just the mini games. I'm just talking about the core experiences in the games and the character interactions. I think Judge Eyes should be pretty fun, but I don't know if it will come to North America. It might be one of those on the cusp, a little bit too weird kind of things, but I'm looking forward to that. Also, I played Kingdom Hearts 3 at E3, and I was blown away. I could not believe how much fun I had with that game. And I wasn't expecting that. I've dug the Kingdom Hearts titles in the past. I've certainly appreciated their beauty and the business transactions that sort of put all of that stuff together, and the love, don't get me wrong. But the technology has caught up with the dream making at Square Enix to sort of blend these universes, and it just looks sensational. So a VR, experience or mini game or whatever sort of in that world will be really cool. I'm very excited about that, and certainly everybody's golf as a VR experience. That's a good move, Sony. Sony's not stepping away. I mean, they are still committed to the VR experience in a big way. They've got a pretty good lead on the install base out there. I will be streaming some Firewall Zero later this week, and I'll have a review for you as well. I can't wait to jump into that as soon as I can get my sticky, grubby hands off of Spider-Man, which I've been loving. Yeah, I'm really excited to see more VR work and output from Sony. That's great news. You won't have to wait much longer to play the latest game from Dark Souls developer From Software. The studio's latest project, the PSVR title Déraciné, is slated to land on November 6th. It's not another punishingly difficult third-person horror game. Déraciné is instead a first-person adventure game where players take the role of a fairy in a Victorian boarding school. This seems very different from Dark Souls or Bloodborne, so hopefully it delivers. If you're looking for a more traditional From Software experience, the studio is also working on Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. That arrives in March. From is just killing it. Anything that they want to kind of experiment with, I think all ears, all the radar dishes across the industry are like, what are they doing? I'm looking forward to a VR experience from Software. That sounds really cool, and it's interesting. PlayStation VR, I think, is going to continue to attract the top flight developers to experiment. Maybe it's a deal from Sony working with these developers still, but I think that install base is speaking volumes. Not to say that Oculus is lagging behind or HTC Vive doesn't have lots of numbers out there, but that lower price, that already established install base of the PlayStation 4, and the fact that Sony keeps dropping it and bundling the PlayStation VR, and it's damn good. It's a solid VR experience. I've got them all. I try them all. They're all cool, but I think that price to software ratio is pretty damn solid on the PlayStation VR. All right, Get Out director Jordan Peele might be taking on another racially tense horror movie. With Peele currently shooting his sophomore movie Us, Bloody Disgusting reports that he's in talks to produce a remake of the 90s horror franchise Candyman. Like Get Out, the original Candyman was a thinly veiled allegory for racial oppression, focusing on the ghost of a murdered slave who terrorizes people in the present day. It was based on a short story by Clive Barker, but there's no word if he's involved in the new one. We'll let you know if Jordan Peele takes the job. He's been in high demand ever since the explosive, critical, and commercial success of Get Out early last year. He recently produced the Spike Lee movie BlacKkKlansman. Jordan Peele, he can write his ticket now. Whatever he wants to do, he can do. I think this is kind of a safe choice for him, but if he's intrigued by the material, certainly Clive Barker in the mix and his pedigree with this kind of material is pretty damn enticing, I would imagine. And I think he would probably be a fantastic director to re-envision and reimagine and update this thing. I'm excited, man. Whatever Jordan Peele is going to sign his name to, I am there. I can't wait for that. But that's going to do it for our rundown today. Now it's time to take a look back at this day and everything cool.